Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Drive Talk, the podcast where we dive into all things automotive. I'm Alex, and today we've got a special treat for you. We're talking about buying a new car, and I've got my good friend Sam here with me. Hey Sarah.
Hey Alex, hey listeners. I'm really excited about this topic because I'm actually in the market for a new car myself. There's so much to consider, and I think it'll be really helpful to walk through it together.
Absolutely. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade, we'll cover everything from budgeting and researching to test driving and negotiating. Let's jump right in.
Segment 1, deciding to buy a new car.
So Sarah, what made you decide it's time for a new car?
Well, my current car is starting to show its age. It's been a reliable companion for over a decade, but the repair bills are starting to add up, and I think it's time for something more fuel efficient and with the latest safety features.
That makes sense. A lot of people find themselves in a similar situation. It's important to weigh the cost of repairs against the cost of a new car. Plus, new cars come with improved technology and better fuel economy.
Segment 2, setting a budget.
The first step I'm struggling with is setting a budget. How do you figure out how much you can afford?
That's a great question. The general rule of thumb is that your car payment should be no more than 15% of your monthly take-home pay. Also, don't forget to factor in insurance, maintenance, and fuel costs. It's important to be realistic about what you can afford.
Yeah, I don't want to stretch myself too thin. I've been looking at my finances, and I think I have a good idea of what I can manage monthly. But how about the down payment?
A down payment of around 20% of the car's price is a good target. It reduces your loan amount and can lower your monthly payments. Plus, it might get you a better interest rate.
Segment 3, researching cars.
Once you have a budget, what's the best way to start researching cars?
Start by making a list of what you need and want in a car. Think about your lifestyle and what features are important to you. Then, use online resources like car review websites, consumer reports, and forums to narrow down your options. Don't forget to check out reliability ratings and resale values.
I've been doing some of that, and it's a bit overwhelming. There are so many options.
It can be, but having a clear list of priorities helps. Also, consider test driving a few models to get a feel for them. Sometimes, the car you think you want on paper doesn't feel right when you drive it.
Segment 4, test driving and comparing.
Speaking of test drives, what should I be looking for when I'm behind the wheel?
Pay attention to comfort, visibility, and how the car handles. Test the features that are important to you, like the infotainment system, seat adjustments, and cargo space. Don't be afraid to ask questions and take your time.
I remember test driving a car years ago and realizing I didn't like the way the seat felt after just a few minutes. It's those little things that matter.
Exactly. Also, try to test drive in conditions similar to your daily driving, whether it's highway, city, or a mix. And compare multiple cars back to back if you can. It gives you a better sense of what's out there.
Segment 5, negotiating the price.
Okay, so I've test driven a few cars and found one I like. How do I go about negotiating the price?
First, do your homework. Know the car's market value and what other dealers are offering. Be prepared to walk away if the dealer isn't willing to negotiate. Also, don't focus only on the monthly payment. Look at the total price of the car.
That's good advice. I've heard some people get really good deals by being firm and polite.
Absolutely. And remember, everything is negotiable. From the price of the car to the interest rate on your loan, don't be afraid to ask for a better deal.
Segment 6, financing options.
What about financing? Should I go through the dealer or my bank?
It's worth exploring both options. Sometimes dealers offer competitive rates, especially if they're running promotions. But it's always good to get pre-approved from your bank or credit union. It gives you more negotiating power and a clear idea of your budget.
I've noticed some dealerships push their financing pretty hard. Is that a red flag?
Not necessarily, but it's important to read the fine print. Make sure you're getting a good interest rate and that there are no hidden fees. It's your money, so take the time to make an informed decision.
Segment 7, closing the deal.
Once I've negotiated and decided on financing, what's next?
Review all the paperwork carefully. Check the terms of the loan, the final price, and any additional fees. Make sure everything matches what you agreed upon. And don't forget to ask about the warranty and any additional services the dealer might offer.
It's a lot to take in, but I want to make sure I'm getting the best deal.
It is a lot, but taking the time to review everything ensures there are no surprises down the road. Once you're satisfied, you can sign the paperwork and drive off in your new car.
Segment 8, Evaluating different car types.
Let's dive deeper into the types of cars you might consider. Sarah, have you thought about whether you want a sedan, SUV, truck, or something else?
I've been leaning towards an SUV because I like the higher seating position and extra cargo space. But I'm also considering hybrids for better fuel efficiency.
SUVs are a great choice for versatility, but hybrids can save you a lot on fuel costs. It might come down to your driving habits and what you value more, space or efficiency.
Segment 9. Understanding depreciation.
One thing I'm worried about is depreciation. How do I choose a car that holds its value?
Depreciation is a big factor. Typically, luxury cars and certain brands hold their value better. Researching resale values and choosing a car known for reliability can help. Buying a certified pre-owned vehicle is another way to mitigate depreciation.
That's a good point. I'll definitely look into that.
Segment 10. Considering electric vehicles.
Have you thought about going electric?
I've considered it, but I'm not sure if it's the right time for me.
Electric vehicles, EVs, are becoming more popular, and they offer long-term savings on fuel and maintenance. However, they require access to charging infrastructure and can have higher upfront costs. It's worth considering if it fits your lifestyle.
I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll test drive a few EVs just to see what they're like.
Segment 11. Exploring certified pre-owned options.
Speaking of certified pre-owned CPO cars, have you looked into those?
Not in detail. How do they differ from regular used cars?
CPO cars are typically less than 5 years old, have lower mileage, and have passed a rigorous inspection. They come with extended warranties and are often in excellent condition. They can be a great middle ground between new and used cars.
That sounds promising. I'll definitely check them out.
Segment 12. Insurance considerations.
Another important factor is insurance. Have you thought about how your choice of car might affect your insurance rates?
A little. What should I be looking out for?
Different cars come with different insurance costs. Sports cars, for example, can be more expensive to insure. Look for cars with high safety ratings, as they often come with lower premiums. It's also a good idea to get insurance quotes for the models you're considering before making a decision.
I'll add that to my checklist. Insurance is definitely something I don't want to overlook.
Segment 13. Understanding extended warranties.
What about extended warranties? Are they worth it?
Extended warranties can provide peace of mind, especially if you plan to keep the car for a long time. However, they can also be expensive and might not cover everything. It's important to read the fine print and consider whether the cost is justified for your situation.
I'll weigh the pros and cons. I do like the idea of having extra protection, but I don't want to pay for something I don't need.
Segment 14. The role of technology and features.
Let's talk about technology. How important are the latest features to you?
Pretty important. I want a good infotainment system, advanced safety features, and maybe even some driver assistance tech.
Modern cars come with a lot of impressive technology. Features like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and automatic emergency braking can enhance safety and convenience. Make sure to test these features during your test drives to see if they meet your expectations.
That's a great idea. I'll make a list of must-have features and nice-to-have ones.
Segment 15. Final thoughts and next steps.
We've covered a lot today, Sarah. How are you feeling about your car search now?
Much more confident. I have a clear idea of my budget, what types of cars to consider, and what to look for during test drives. Plus, I'm armed with negotiation tips and financing options.
That's fantastic. Remember, take your time and don't rush the process. Finding the right car is worth the effort. And for our listeners, we hope this conversation has been helpful in your car buying journey as well.
Segment 16. Leasing versus buying.
Sarah, have you considered whether you want to lease or buy your next car?
I've thought about it, but I'm not entirely sure what the best option is for me.
Leasing can be a good option if you like driving a new car every few years and want lower monthly payments. However, it comes with mileage limits and restrictions on modifications. Buying, on the other hand, allows you to build equity and gives you the freedom to drive as much as you want and customize the car.
I see. I like the idea of lower payments, but I don't want to be restricted by mileage limits. I think buying might be better for me in the long run.
Segment 17. Considering total ownership costs.
Another thing to consider is the total cost of ownership. This includes more than just the purchase price. Have you thought about things like maintenance, fuel, insurance, and depreciation.
I've looked into it a bit, but I'm not sure how to get an accurate estimate.
There are online calculators that can help you estimate the total cost of ownership for different cars. These tools take into account factors like fuel efficiency, maintenance schedules, insurance rates, and depreciation. It's a good way to get a complete picture of what you'll be spending over time.
That sounds really useful. I'll definitely check out some of those calculators.
Segment 18. Understanding dealership fees.
I've heard that dealerships can add a lot of extra fees to the final price. What should I be aware of?
Yes, dealerships can add various fees such as documentation fees, dealer preparation fees, and advertising fees. It's important to ask for a detailed breakdown of all fees before finalizing your purchase. Some fees are negotiable, so don't hesitate to question anything that seems excessive.
Good to know. I'll make sure to ask for that breakdown and challenge any fees that don't make sense.
Segment 19. Evaluating trade-in options.
Are you planning to trade in your old car?
Yes, I am. I want to get a good deal on it, though.
To get the best trade-in value, it's important to do some research beforehand. Check the market value of your car on websites like Kelley Blue Book or Edmunds. Clean your car thoroughly and fix any minor issues. It's also a good idea to get quotes from multiple dealerships.
That makes sense. I want to make sure I'm getting a fair value for my old car.
Segment 20. Navigating car dealerships.
What should I keep in mind when visiting car dealerships?
Be prepared and know what you want. Don't be swayed by high-pressure sales tactics. Stick to your budget and be firm on your requirements. It's also helpful to bring a friend or family member for support. Lastly, take your time and don't feel rushed into making a decision.
I appreciate the tips. I'll make sure to stay focused and not get overwhelmed.
Segment 21. Reviewing car reviews and ratings.
How much do you rely on car reviews and ratings when choosing a car?
Quite a bit. I think they provide valuable insights from other drivers.
Reviews and ratings are indeed useful. Look for patterns in the reviews, such as common issues or highly praised features. Professional reviews can provide a detailed analysis of performance, safety, and reliability, while user reviews offer real-world experiences.
I'll keep an eye out for consistent feedback in both professional and user reviews.
Segment 22. Understanding vehicle history reports.
If you're considering a used or certified pre-owned car, have you thought about checking the vehicle history report?
Yes, but I'm not sure what to look for in those reports.
Vehicle history reports provide details about the car's past, including previous owners, accident history, and service records. Look for red flags like multiple accidents, major repairs, or frequent ownership changes. A clean history report can give you peace of mind about your purchase.
That's really helpful. I'll make sure to review the history reports carefully.
Segment 23. Final checklist before purchase.
Before we wrap up, let's go over a final checklist of things to do before making your purchase.
Sounds good.
First, finalize your budget and secure your financing. Second, research and narrow down your car choices. Third, visit dealerships, test drive cars, and compare offers. Fourth, review all paperwork and negotiate the final price. Finally, inspect the car thoroughly before driving off.
That's a great checklist. I feel much more prepared now.
I'm glad to hear that, Sarah. Buying a car is a big decision, but with the right preparation, you'll find the perfect one for you. Good luck.
Segment 24. Understanding warranties.
Let's talk more about warranties. They can be confusing. Do you understand the difference between a manufacturer's warranty and an extended warranty?
Not entirely. Can you explain?
Sure. A manufacturer's warranty is included with a new car purchase and covers certain repairs and defects for a set period, usually 3 to 5 years or a certain mileage. An extended warranty, also known as a service contract, is an additional purchase that extends coverage beyond the manufacturer's warranty. It can cover more components and offer longer protection, but comes at an additional cost.
Got it. So, the manufacturer's warranty is included, but I have to decide if I want to pay extra for extended coverage.
Exactly. Evaluate the reliability of the car and your plans for ownership duration to see if an extended warranty makes sense for you.
Segment 25. Exploring certified pre-owned CPO programs.
We touched on certified pre-owned CPO vehicles earlier. Do you know what typically makes a car qualify as CPO?
Not really. What criteria do they have to meet?
CPO cars are usually late-model, low-mileage vehicles that have passed a detailed inspection process set by the manufacturer. They come with a manufacturer-backed warranty, sometimes including additional benefits like roadside assistance and special financing rates. Each manufacturer has its own standards, so it's important to compare CPO programs.
That sounds reassuring. I'll make sure to look into the CPO programs of the brands I'm interested in.
Segment 26. Timing your purchase.
Is there a best time of year to buy a car?
Yes, there are definitely better times to buy. The end of the month, quarter, or year can be good times because dealers often have sales targets to meet. Holiday weekends, like Memorial Day and Black Friday, also see significant sales events. Additionally, new model year releases in the fall can mean discounts on the outgoing models.
That's good to know. I'll try to time my purchase around one of those periods to get a better deal.
Segment 27. Exploring online buying options.
Have you considered buying a car online?
I've seen some ads for it, but I'm not sure how it works.
Buying a car online has become more common, especially with platforms like Carvana, Vroom, and even some traditional dealerships offering online purchases. You can browse inventory, get financing, and arrange for home delivery. It's convenient, but make sure to read reviews and understand the return policy, just in case the car isn't what you expected.
That sounds convenient, but I'll definitely want to do my homework to avoid any surprises.
Segment 28. Assessing environmental impact.
Let's talk about the environmental impact of your car choice. Have you thought about this aspect?
Yes, I'd like to be environmentally conscious, but I'm not sure how to balance that with my needs.
There are several ways to consider the environment. Electric and hybrid vehicles produce fewer emissions and can be a great choice if you want to reduce your carbon footprint. Even among traditional gasoline vehicles, you can look for models with better fuel efficiency and lower emissions ratings. Researching these factors can help you make a more informed decision.
I'll definitely look into the environmental ratings of the cars I'm considering.
Segment 29. Checking for recalls.
Is there a way to check if a car has had any recalls?
Yes, you can check for recalls using the car's VIN, Vehicle Identification Number. Websites like the NHTSA, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, offer tools to look up recalls. It's important to ensure any recalls have been addressed before purchasing a car, whether it's new or used.
That's a good safety step. I'll make sure to check that for any used car I consider.
Segment 30. Test driving for comfort and practicality.
We talked about test driving earlier, but let's dive deeper. Besides the drive itself, what else should you pay attention to?
I guess I should look at the features, but what else?
Comfort and practicality are key. Check the seat comfort, especially if you have a long commute. Assess the visibility, both for driving and parking. Try out the cargo space with any gear or items you frequently carry. Also, consider rear seat space if you often have passengers. Finally, see how easy it is to get in and out of the car, especially if you have any mobility concerns.
Those are great points. I'll make sure to evaluate all those aspects during my test drives.
Segment 31. The role of technology in modern cars.
Technology in cars has advanced so much. How important is it to keep up with the latest tech?
It depends on your needs and preferences. Modern technology can enhance safety, convenience, and entertainment. Features like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and automatic emergency braking can improve your driving experience. However, prioritize features that you'll use regularly and find genuinely beneficial. Sometimes, simpler can be better if it means fewer distractions.
I love the idea of having the latest tech, but I'll make sure it's functional and not just flashy.
Final thoughts and listener Q&A.
We've covered a lot of ground today, Sam. Any final thoughts or questions before we wrap up?
I feel much more confident about my car search now. I think I have a solid plan and a lot of valuable insights.
I'm glad to hear that. For our listeners, we hope you found this episode helpful as well. Remember, the key to a successful car purchase is preparation and knowing what you want.
Segment 32. Evaluating fuel efficiency.
Fuel efficiency is an important consideration, especially with fluctuating gas prices. How much do you care about a car's MPG, miles per gallon?
It's pretty important to me. I want to save on fuel costs and be more environmentally friendly.
That's a great mindset. Look for cars with high fuel efficiency ratings, especially if you do a lot of city driving. Hybrids and electric vehicles are excellent choices. But even among gasoline cars, you can find models designed for better fuel economy. Websites like fueleconomy.gov can help you compare different models.
I'll definitely use that resource to compare the cars I'm interested in.
Segment 33. Understanding car loans and interest rates.
Can we talk more about car loans? How do I get the best interest rate?
Sure. Your credit score is the biggest factor in determining your interest rate. The higher your score, the lower your rate is likely to be. It's a good idea to check your credit report before applying for a loan and correct any errors. Also, shop around for the best rates from banks, credit unions, and online lenders. Getting pre-approved can give you an idea of what you qualify for and strengthen your negotiating position at the dealership.
That's helpful. I'll check my credit score and look into pre-approval options.
Segment 34. Inspecting a used car.
If you're considering a used car, do you know what to look for during an inspection?
I know the basics, but I'd like more details.
Start with a visual inspection. Look for signs of rust, paint mismatches, and dents. Check the tires for wear and tear. Inside, examine the upholstery, dashboard, and electronics. Under the hood, check the oil and fluid levels. Take it for a test drive to listen for unusual noises and test the brakes. Finally, it's a good idea to get a professional mechanic to perform a thorough inspection before you buy.
That's a thorough checklist. I'll make sure to follow it closely.
Segment 35. Understanding car safety ratings.
How do I find out about a car's safety ratings?
Safety ratings can be found through organizations like the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, and the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, IYCHS. They conduct crash tests and evaluate cars on various safety criteria. Look for cars with high ratings in crash tests and check for advanced safety features like airbags, anti-lock brakes, traction control, and stability control.
I'll make sure to prioritize cars with strong safety ratings.
Segment 36. Managing insurance costs.
We've touched on insurance before, but let's go deeper. How can you manage and potentially lower your insurance costs?
That's a big concern for me. What should I do?
Start by shopping around and comparing quotes from different insurers. Look for discounts such as multi-policy, good driver, and low mileage discounts. Consider raising your deductible to lower your premium, but make sure you can afford the deductible if you need to file a claim. Also, choose a car with good safety features and a lower risk profile, as these often come with lower insurance rates.
Those are great tips. I'll definitely compare quotes and look for discounts.
Segment 37. Navigating dealer add-ons.
Dealers often try to sell additional features and services. How do I handle those?
Dealer add-ons can include extended warranties, gap insurance, paint protection, and more. While some may be useful, many can be overpriced or unnecessary. Research these products beforehand and decide what you actually need. Don't be afraid to say no to add-ons that don't add value for you. It's also a good idea to negotiate the price of any add-ons you do want.
I'll be careful about what I agree to and make sure it's worth the cost.
Segment 38. Understanding resale value.
Resale value is another important factor. Do you know how to estimate it?
I know it's important, but not exactly how to estimate it.
Resale value can be influenced by brand reputation, model popularity, and car condition. Websites like Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds provide estimates based on current market trends. Choosing a car known for reliability and maintaining it well can help preserve its resale value. Additionally, opting for popular colors and avoiding excessive customizations can make your car more attractive to future buyers.
I'll look into those resources and keep resale value in mind.
Segment 39. Taking advantage of incentives and rebates.
Are there any incentives or rebates I should look for?
Absolutely. Manufacturers and dealerships often offer incentives such as cash rebates, low-interest financing, and lease deals. Government incentives for electric and hybrid vehicles can also be substantial. Keep an eye on the manufacturer's website and ask the dealer about current promotions. Timing your purchase to align with these incentives can save you a significant amount of money.
That sounds great. I'll make sure to ask about any available incentives when I visit the dealership.
Listener Q&A and closing remarks.
Let's take a few questions from our listeners before we wrap up.
Listener 1. What's the best way to handle a trade-in if I still owe money on my current car?
Good question. If you owe more than your car's trade-in value, the difference is called negative equity. You can roll this into your new car loan, but it will increase your monthly payments. Alternatively, you can pay off the loan balance before trading in. Be sure to get multiple trade-in quotes to ensure you're getting a fair deal.
Listener 2. How do I know if I'm getting a good interest rate on my car loan?
Check current average interest rates based on your credit score. which you can find online. Compare offers from multiple lenders to see who offers the best rate. If your rate seems high, consider improving your credit score before applying for a loan.
Listener 3. What's the best way to handle negotiations if I'm not comfortable haggling?
If negotiating makes you uncomfortable, consider using services like a car, buying concierge, or buying through a no-haggle dealership like CarMax. Additionally, being well-informed about market prices and having pre-approved financing can give you more confidence.
These are really helpful tips. Thanks for all the insights, Alex, and thanks to our listeners for their great questions.
Thanks, Sarah. And thank you to everyone for tuning in to Drive Talk. Remember, buying a car is a significant investment, and being prepared can make all the difference. Until next time, drive safe and happy car shopping.
Goodbye, everyone.